Well, it's great to see you both, and I'll tell you what you guys did last year was one of the best stories in college basketball because, to me, you did what, and you got. I know you want more to do. You always strive for more, but the coolest part about it was to see your home court get cooking.
Mm-hmm.
The people were into it. You had a court storming at one point, did you not? Or at least
So we had one in year one when we beat Dayton.
that's right.
Yeah,
that was
that's
the big one
you're
year
probably
one.
thinking about, yeah.
But then you really it revved up to another level. What's it been like? They always say that the most fun part as a fan is the rise.
Mhm.
Now I know it's even hard to keep it going, but what's it been like to take things and say, hey, this is how George Mason's going to play under me. This is what we want from our fan base, and everything seems to be going this way.
You know, for one, it's been a blessing. You know, it's been a blessing of an opportunity. Not every day you get to wake up and, you know, you're putting that green and gold, the place that raised you, place that you played at, place you found, you know, success as, you know, a 19-year-old, and to be able to come back years later, to get the opportunity, to have your goals, to have your plans, but then to see it come to fruition. It's a special moment. And, you know, we had a lot of success last year, with that team, and, just in a really good position right now, as an institution.
It was a little bit different last year when you had all of those pieces coming back. And then this season you got the gentleman to your right coming back, and more or less that's about it with what you guys have. How are you attacking this offseason, and how much different is it than what you did last year?
Yeah, no, it's you know, the one thing I try to make sure, you know, I remind myself or remind my staff, you know, we're all dealing with the same problem when it comes to retention. Some are more or less. You know, for us, we lost 91% of our production.
Just 91?
Just 91%. But it's always, you know, a little bit more comfortable when you see a guy like this who, to be honest with you, probably got snubbed last year and could have been an all-conference guy. When you bring back someone like a Braden O'Connor, and then you try to put some pieces together like we did in the offseason, you know, credit to my staff. We actually went 7 for 7 in official visits. When you're trying to replace 11 scholarships.
7 for 7?
Yeah, 7 for 7.
7%, that's better than 91%.
Yeah,
that calls for a
91%.
cookout or some sort of celebration.
When you think about replacing 11 guys, that's, you know, 25 official visits. And so we were very, very efficient. Did a great job evaluating. And obviously the way I feel about my team on September 30th is completely different than I did on June, 15th when they showed up on campus.
It was very hard to pay attention to what you were saying there because all the mascots just walked by behind you.
50 years of the A-10 day.
Every one of them made a face for the camera.
Yeah.
But you know what else is a great story with George Mason? This guy here, the NIL deals, right? You're taking every penny. They went towards a wedding and a honeymoon, did they not? Because
I got the ring on me right now.
Show off that ring, ladies and gentlemen. Braden O'Connor's a married man. So tell us what that was like and when the wedding happened and were your teammates able to come and whatnot.
So actually, I did have one of my teammates come. His name is Staj Sivka, and I had my assistant coach Lewis Hinnett, who originally recruited me here, come to my wedding. That meant a lot to me, and the ability to make NIL is insane. Like, it's lovely. I benefit from it every single day.
Where was the honeymoon?
It was in Mexico.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was in Mexico. It was in Playa del Carmen. It was like 30 minutes away from Cancun. It was amazing.
And when did all this happen?
This happened this previous summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. What, that's really cool. 1, 2, you adjusted as a player last year, and I'll get you on this after, but you had not played a ton of point guard until you sort of get thrown into the mix here, and the team found great success with you. 14-2 when you had at least 4 assists last season.
Yeah.
How did that transition become reality for you, and how did you approach it?
I think my approach was to go hard every single day, which is what I do with everything I do. Having a coach like Tony Skinn, being able to mentor you and show you the ropes on how to play the point guard has meant a lot to me, as well as our assistant coach, Lewis Hinnett. They taught me the ropes, and I did my best.
What made you say, this is what we want to do with him? And I know you obviously have high expectations, but could you have imagined a better sort of transition to that position for him?
Honestly, when I watched Braden, obviously when he got into the portal and just watched film of him and just watching his skill set, the one thing that impressed me was, he was like the 3rd or 4th option on his team but when you look at his stats, he was 1 or 2 in every statistical category.
Right.
I mean, as you're watching the way he plays, his athleticism, his fast twitch, his ability to make plays, if I'm being honest, I wasn't as comfortable with him playing the point guard position, but that's our jobs as coaches. And when you have, someone like myself who played the position, the work that Coach Lou puts in every single day with him via film and being on the floor, he got better every single day. It makes it a lot easier when he's the hardest working guy in the gym. I've only coached 2 players that have probably outworked Braden O'Connor, really just one. You probably know one of them. That's Jerry Roden.
Yes.
I put those guys in the gym with anybody when it comes to work ethic.
Lunch pail.
Yeah, it's a big reason why he was successful playing that position, and big reason why we were successful as well.
So George Mason, huge university, very large fan base, right outside the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Coming off of a 20-win season in your first year, 27-win season in your second year, there's inevitably going to be a certain level of expectation when you are at a program like that with that kind of pedigree and have had that success in your first 2 years. And now you got to try to live up to that with this much turnover. Like, what's the first step in that process for you as a coach? I mean, obviously you got to get the commitment to get the players in, but once you kind of know what you have, how do you start building that this early?
Well, I mean, for one, it starts with the support we get from our administration, all the way from the start at the top with Dr. Washington, the leadership we get from Marvin Lewis, our athletic director. When you have that type of support every single day, it makes my job a lot easier. I think my story is a little bit different just because, when we do recruit these guys and these guys walk in and they get on campus, I'm able to tell a story that I know. This isn't me just selling just any university. This is me selling a place that gave me an opportunity. I took advantage of the opportunity. And, when you're in the DMV and you're recruiting some high level elite guys, whether they're high school kids or they're transfers, it resonates with those guys. And so I say it all the time. We're always going to have a cheat code when it comes to recruiting. And it's been a major part of our success, obviously, in the 2 years we've been here.
That's an interesting thing you brought up. I wanted to hit on that real quick because you do have a top 150 player coming in, right? The 3/4-star guy.
Shane Pendergrass.
Yep. And I think in this era, there's an opportunity for programs like you to be able to tap into maybe a higher level of recruit than you've gotten in the past, as some of the Power 4 and Power 5 programs look towards 4th and 5th year players to be able to build out their roster, bring them in, develop them, hopefully keep them for 3-4 years, right? And once you kind of do that, then you got a chance to be able to level up what the program is. And it seems like you're trying to do that a little bit. And in the area that you are, there's no better place to be when it comes to trying to recruit freshmen like that.
Yeah, absolutely. For one, I mean, the A-10 is such a competitive league. Let's not forget that fact. A lot of these kids are being recruited, like you said, at the P4 level. But when you look at the portal and, most teams that are successful being so old, if you're a high school senior, do you really want to go play in that type of traffic? Or do you want to give yourself now an opportunity to go play in a good league like A-10? And especially when you're from the DMV, for me as a coach, for us as a staff, we've got to make it work. And, we got to be able to go back to the places that have helped us as an institution. And so for us, we're always going to be recruiting high school kids. It's a lot of traffic when it comes to April and the portal and things of that nature. But your foundation, it still starts with your high school recruitment. And we found some success this past fall.
Yep.
This guy is very proud of his Canadian roots. So who's the best hooper in Canada history?
Who's the best hooper or my favorite hooper?
Two different
Both.
questions.
Both.
Go ahead.
Both. My favorite Canadian hooper would be Steve Nash.
Okay. Perfect choice.
And
Wonderful choice.
My favorite Canadian hooper. That's a rough question. I would say I got to give it to Shea. He just won a chip.
Yes, he
So,
did.
I got to give it to Shea.
I know you're proud of your roots,
I am.
right? You take a lot of pride. And talk about a place in Canada that has truly blossomed in terms of basketball talent.
Yeah, so Ontario is where I'm from, and we don't get a lot of media coverage as America would, but it's starting to become, it's on the rise. It's starting to become more of a basketball country. More and more Canadians are flooding the league, and as much as you guys might not like it, we're coming. So,
Big news as well for George Mason, because on December the 13th, All right. This game will be on USA Network. It's against Old Dominion. Jim Larinaga, a banner will be hung in the rafters, and the 2006 team will return for that game. A huge day for the Patriots. And when you think about that day and what it will be, I know you're focused on the first week of November, but what a celebration of the program that will be. How do you put into perspective that moment that's upcoming, and that it's been 20 years?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get any sleep that night between just the rivalry we had with ODU when I was a player, but also more importantly, just having an opportunity to bring back my teammates and fellowship that we've always had. We still have a group chat, and so seeing those guys won't be a first, but I think having the opportunity to send and celebrate Coach L off the right way is a major part of, honestly, for me as a coach, a guy that gave me an opportunity to be able to bring him back. I think it's important for us. And we've done a phenomenal job in just kind of getting that prepared. And I'm excited. Obviously, we've got some work to do prior to that. But it's going to be a special moment for us.
If I had told you in 2006 that you'd be sitting here with this pin on at Atlantic 10 Media Day as the head coach of this program, what would you have said?
I would have probably disagreed with you. Because in my mind back then, I thought I was going to play for, 25 years, right? But having this opportunity 20 plus something years later, it's, it's a special feeling for sure.
Braden, I'll end it with this for you. You transfer programs,
Yep.
you move up to a higher level,
Yep.
and you find success right away. What is your advice to other guys? You got some on this roster right here, right now, that are moving up levels, that are trying to impact the way that you impacted?
I would say you'd have to look for a truthful program. Lots of days people are feeding people different information and people try to sneak into your ear. Trust the people that are close to you. And I would say just work hard every single day. Find you a coach like Tony Skin.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow.
Hey, that's your best salesman right there,
Yeah,
Coach.
it's big time.
Unbelievable.
Is
You don't know what I
that why
did
you
with-
went 7 for 7 on recruiting visits right
You
there?
don't know what I deal with every single day with this guy.
Coach Braden, thank you for the time.
Appreciate
sure.
it, man.
Appreciate you
George
guys.
Mason.
Thank you.
Always good seeing you guys.
Yep, good seeing
In
you, man. Braden,
the
thanks for coming on.
house.
Congratulations on the wedding. Coach Skin got the invite, right?
He did get the
It didn't get lost in the mail.
busy. So
Yeah, he was busy going 7 for 7.
Yeah,
Man.
the-